Welcome to Bears Banner, Week 3, the Bears against the Falcons. You got myself, Bernard Muhammad, Guy Moore, we got Jay Beasley, and who will join us later is Tammy Harris. How y'all doing today?
What up,
Hey,
dog?
what's going on?
All
Bernard guy,
right.
how y'all doing, man?
Hey, doing
Oh,
great,
we're
man.
doing
How you
good.
doing?
Man, let's get ready for this next game. I'm still messing with my camera here. Seems like it's always out of position, or is it's me moving out of position? So we saw the finale of the game of Dallas versus the Falcons. That game there, I mean, I think they were up quite a bit in that game, and Dallas do not Dallas, but Falcons do what the Falcons been doing for the last few games. They blow games late in the game.
The last few
Uh,
years.
yeah, going into last year, right?
Yeah, well,
That's
not
it.
to, not
Well,
not to mention the Super Bowl.
I was
Don't
saying,
forget
it all
about the Super
started with
Bowl.
the Super Bowl.
right. When they was in that Super Bowl against the
Against the
Patriots,
Patriots.
right?
Yes,
Right.
yes,
They
yes,
hit the game one, and
yeah.
going into maybe what about 10 minutes left into the fourth quarter, they was up by what 28 to maybe three. It was
Yeah,
something real
yeah, it was real
ridiculous,
low.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
low score. Yeah, and so since then they've been tail spinning since that. Um, anyway, we want to go to our first question. Let's go down here and see what we have here. Are there any concerns? Oh, where did it go? There we go. Are there any concerns for injuries in this game for the Bears or the Falcons?
Mm.
Well, I know for the Bears, pretty much the Bears are kind of healthy. They lost
Mm-hmm.
John Jenkins, the defensive tackle. He was a reserve, but they lost him with some torn ligaments in his thumb, and then they signed the guy from a guy called his name earlier. They signed the guy from
Pittsburgh, Dan
Pittsburgh.
McCullums.
Doug
Dan
McCollums.
McCollums. Yeah. As far as the Falcons go, they got a long list of injuries. I know both of their starting tackles on offense, both of their starting cornerbacks, Julio Jones. Did none of them practice today, and and Julio Jones is the only one that's a game time decision. Pretty much everybody else is out. So the Bears defensive ends might be able to feast on either some injured tackles or some backup tackles.
Okay. Yeah, Julio Jones, that may be big. But my concern is not Julio so much this year. Is Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, yeah.
Yeah.
Four
Woo, that
TDs,
boy.
four TDs, 239 yards, man. He's the guy. So Russell Gage got one in 160. Hayden Hurst has one in 110. So it's like he's still able to spread the ball out and do his thing, But really, to be perfectly honest, I know, they have a litany of injuries in Atlanta, man. But you just say Julio Jones. To be perfectly honest, it don't even really matter who else are,
Right. And I guess Robert Quinn is on some kind of minutes because last game he didn't seem to play too many minutes. I didn't really see him much after the first quarter. I didn't actually look at his numbers, but as far as minutes played, but at least early in that game, him being in that game seemed to help out Khalil Mack some because you did see some pressure early on. Then it kind of tailed off to
If,
the
if
fourth quarter. So
if I'm not mistaken, I think they said he was on the snap count last week just because it was his first week back, and I think they said he played 37 snaps on defense. I think it might have been 27, but it wasn't a. He didn't have a full vote last week. He done practiced every day this week though, so he should get back. He should get back to playing some regular playing time.
Well, we got one caveat where your soul is injured. That's got to be Danny Trevathan because they were talking
right.
this week that they're going to limit his snaps, and the reason why is they want him to play 20, like in 20 games, which is I kind of understand it, but us being old school guys, this is where football is now a business where they're looking out for it. You wouldn't even heard nothing like that. It's just the dude hits real hard, and unfortunately, at times he's hit somebody and he's gotten injured, but. You're taking a guy who's really a stud. He's the type of guy when he hits a dude, that kind of deters a lot of stuff. But you put him on a snap count, how effective is he going to be when you keep, subbing him in and out?
Well, I think in this particular game, I think it would be a good idea because against Matt Ryan, they're gonna need to play a little bit more nickel, which means and it's not gonna be bad because they taking Trevathan out and replacing him with Deion Bush. And you saw what Deion Bush did on his first play in the game last week. So maybe it might not be such a bad thing as far as him on passing down.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's the only thing I see on the injury front. The Bears, like I said, look pretty healthy. Atlanta got a little something. I'm not sure about Khalil Mack. I know I mentioned him earlier. I saw something early before the first game on something that was lingering around. So I'm not sure if that's like some kind of the gamesmanship that they plan with the injury list.
Well,
you don't see him do that, right?
Yeah, anytime they list you as questionable, that just means you didn't practice every day last week. Yeah. That's all.
They shortened guys now because we didn't have a preseason. And
that's all.
And if you look at it too, even the difference, because this year the very first practice that they had, they practiced in pads. So I know they're trying to stretch them out, and I would understand if that's the type of guy like during practice they kind of limited his reps or whatever it is to keep him fresh. We need him.
Right. So if anybody would like to join the broadcast, you'll see the link to join in there. If you join in, make sure you're watching it through the app and not through Facebook Live because you would there's a delay in the live broadcast. We got a couple of guests on tonight. We're gonna bring in Josiah, who's actually lives in Jacksonville. He's from Chicago and still a big Chicago Bears fan. We also gonna bring in Keith Flournoy, who's a big Chicago Bears fan as well. Let me go to the second question. If both of y'all can stay on hold for a few more moments, I'm going to read a couple of stats before we answer this question. We got this is overall. Mitch is ranked 25th among quarterbacks. He's passed as of today 423 passing yards, a QBR of 23. I'm sorry, he's his QBR. He's ranked 23. That is his rank is 92.7. So let me say that again for clarity. He's passed for 423 yards. His QBR ranking ranks him 23 as far as QBR ranking. That's 92.7. He's as far as TDs, he's thrown for 5 TDs this year. He's ranked 7 if you just use TDs. He's ranked 28 with completion ratio, which is about 59.4. A good quarterback or average quarterback should be ranked in the 60s. More closer to 64%, because if you think about the average yard pass is about 6 yards in the NFL.
6 yards a pass. Right.
6 yards a pass. So if you're only completing 59%, and I really don't see the Bears completing too many passes upfield, so they're doing a lot of dinking and dunking. Let me add Tammy to the broadcast.
Hello.
Hey, Tammy. How you doing?
I'm okay. How
What's
y'all
going on?
Right. We're doing good. Hey, we just we're doing some stats right now.
Okay.
The Bears offense ranked 23rd. The Bears average about 22 points a game. Atlanta averages 32 points a game. Atlanta ranks 4th offensively. The Bears offense ranked 21. Bears defense ranked 15, giving up 18 points a game. Atlanta ranks 31st on defense, giving up 39 points a game. So that leads me to the question, can the Bears score enough points? So you would like to start off, Guy?
I think it's possible. I mean, a lot's going to be on the defense, but the plus side is they get a little bit of a break from what we talked about with the whole running scheme. Atlanta runs a 4-3 under, which is more like a 3-4. They don't have all these guys stacked up to the line. The gap coverage is like 1 per person. So what happens with us, if we get the blocking up front, we got our running backs in the secondary. Now you got David Montgomery on a safety or a cornerback, and that kind of favors us. You know, if it works, then we're looking great. We can move. Then we can throw some maybe a 7 to 10 yard pass and be okay. But the other side of the 4-3 under, when it's really working, it's basically built to neutralize the run, neutralize the pass and stop the run. So I think I don't know if we can score 32 points. I think we could get like maybe 24, but it depends on the defense. If the defense doesn't give up that much, I think that'll be enough.
Okay. We just add a guest to the broadcast, Josiah. The question that we're asking right now is, with Atlanta averaging 32 points a game and the Bears averaging 22 points a game, can the Bears score enough points?
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one, man. I'm really scared about this game. I don't think they're going to score enough points. I don't think they will score enough points. I just don't.
Okay. Now, hold on to your prediction, and we're going to come back to you. Jay, okay. Hey, Jay, can they score enough points?
Can they? Yeah.
Yes.
The question is, will they?
Will they?
That's the question. Will they? I mean, like you say, Atlanta's defense is ranked 31. These guys giving up, 39 points a game? Did you say? I believe yes. 39 points a game. They're giving up 39 points a game. So it's possible. But the question is, can we? That's the thing. That's the thing. And I don't know. I really can't say.
Okay. Tammy, can the Bears score enough points?
No. No, I'm going to say, I still think we're going to win, but thank you. I still think we're going to win. I say 27-21 maybe, but I agree with Guy. I think it's going to be more on the defense to make sure that Atlanta don't score that many points.
Okay.
But we still going to win.
Okay. We come back to your prediction. We got another guest on the broadcast. Keith Floyd, welcome to the broadcast. I don't know if you heard the question, but the question is, can the Bears score enough points? As far as Atlanta averages 32 points a game, and the Bears been averaging 20. Your mic is on mute. Hold on, let me see if I can unmute you. Your mic is on mute on your side.
Okay, sorry about that.
There you go.
I don't see the Bears scoring 2 points, not the Bears offense. Yeah, on the other hand, I don't see Atlanta scoring a large number of points against the Bears defense either. So what I'm looking for is for a lower scoring game, especially because the Bears emphasize running and the running game takes off the clock. So Atlanta doesn't have as many opportunities to score a lot of points. So I don't see the Bears scoring 32 points, but I do see the Bears.
Okay. So Guy, I think you last on this question. Can the Bears score enough points?
Oh, I went first.
Oh, you went first? Okay, I lost the order. Okay, so let's go to the question, and I'm gonna move. I guess I'm gonna remove them for that. Okay, there we go. The Bears. Okay, I gave the ranking of the Bears defense. What do the Bears need to do to capitalize on this? As far as the Bears defense ranked 15, but Atlanta defense ranks 31st. I didn't answer the last question, but I answered this one. That's going to be a tough task. This is going to really depend on the Bears offense is going to really need to move the ball and burn some clock. I know we keep saying this, run the football, but basically running the football is a friend of a subpar or average offense. You run up time of possession, you reduce the possession by the other team to hopefully
number one team.
Hopefully reduce the number of times they're going to score. in a situation like this, and then you have to play great defense. When you have to punt. Don't give them great field position for, maybe going for on fourth when you maybe shouldn't go for it, or going for excessively long field goals that you miss or something, and then you leave them in good position. Let's start with you, Tammy. What do you think the Bears defense, what the Bears could do to capitalize on the disparity of the defensive ranking between the two teams? Okay, she's still
You gonna start with me? Really? I'm just getting back to football.
okay.
I gotta watch them. I gotta see.
Okay.
You know, I don't fully know yet. I gotta learn where their weaknesses are. Because remember, I haven't been watching for 3 years.
Right. Okay, hold on. How did I do that? But let me go right here. I was trying to bring
So
you in.
I gotta see where all their weaknesses are. But let me think about that.
Okay. Okay, let me go to you, Jay. What can the Bears do to capitalize on the disparity in the defensive rankings?
Well, one of the things that you already mentioned, you have to limit Atlanta's possessions in this game. You have to limit their possessions, which means we have to run the ball and play good defense. We keep saying run the ball, but when you have a mediocre quarterback, the running game can be your friend. So we have to be able to limit their possessions in order to try to win this game. Because if we try to go in there and go blow for blow, it ain't gonna happen. So as far as and as bad as Atlanta's defense ranked, our offense is right. What you say, 25th? So you talking about the 25th offense against the 31st defense? I mean, that's almost like even, if you ask me. So they got to limit their possessions, and the only way to limit their possessions is by controlling the clock and playing good defense.
Okay. What about you, Guy?
Rule number one: keep Matty Ice off the field. The more you keep him off the field, the less opportunities he has. Number two, thing with Atlanta's defense that I see, they're 31st in total yards per game, they're 32nd in points a game. They're 16th in sacks and 3 takeaways, but our offense hasn't given up any takeaways. And here's the key. It was the one thing I've been preaching about the Bears that they got to absolutely positively get better at. Red zone. Atlanta's had 10 trips in the red, their defense, and they gave up 9 TDs. So, like you said, just like you said, it's almost like a wash. But if they really want it, what makes a difference is if you can capitalize. If every time we got in the red zone, get a touchdown or get a field goal, makes a difference. Like I said, keep Matty Ice's ass off the damn field.
That's a good point. Hey, so we're gonna move to our predictions. I'm gonna add our guests back in. Okay, I think I got them both back into the stream. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I didn't get Floyd. No. Everybody in? 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Everybody in?
Okay. Who wants to start off with the prediction? Let's not all go at one time.
No, shoot, I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, go ahead. You guess you go, brother. Go, brother.
Go ahead, Josiah.
Okay, yeah. So what I see here is that you have like the was possibly the best 0-2 team going against probably the worst, typically 2-0 team, and I think that's problematic because Matt Ryan, he's a pocket passer, but yet he's easily able to do 350 plus yards in the game, and I think that's contributed to the fact that they have a very strong offensive line. Khalil Mack, he is hurt right now, so how he's going to be in this game, we don't know. But I know on the running side, I don't expect either team to put up big numbers, but I do absolutely expect Matt to really put up some points. So I think the game is not going to be as low scoring as some may think because he knows how to get them points up. Also, when you look at the Dallas game, Ezekiel Elliott was held to less than 100 yards running. So it's going to be rough. But my prediction is that sadly the Falcons are going to win 28-17. And I hope I'm wrong, man. I really hope I'm wrong, but that's what my objectionable opinion is.
Okay.
We can appreciate
All
that
right,
too.
we can appreciate
I
that.
appreciate
Okay.
that.
So we got
Absolutely.
one score, 28-17. Keith Flournoy, what is your prediction?
Yeah, thank you for adding me with this. And I see it a little bit differently. I see the Bears' strength being the passing defense versus Atlanta's strength being their passing offense. So I think that
Good
pretty
point.
much cancels it out. As Jay and um, as Jay and Guy were talking about a little bit before, there are a number of significant injuries that Atlanta has specifically for their offensive line. So it's hard to get continuity with your offensive linemen out, especially in from a week-to-week standpoint. So I see this, the Bears, leveraging their run game and trying to control the clock a little bit, being Mitch Trubisky's friend, and the Bears coming out 24-21. That's how I see the game.
24-21.
Okay.
Okay. Got one against the Bears. Who's up next? Jay or Guy? You want to take a stab at it?
I'll go.
Okay.
Considering I follow the safety that I used to see in high school just knock people out on the random. But seriously though, you know what? If you took a close look, I mean, a lot of people read a lot into Atlanta stopping Ezekiel Elliott. The one thing that was telling me had nothing to do with a running play. It had to do with him scoring a touchdown the week before. He pulled up his shirt with a tattoo that said "Feed me." It looks like his stomach said "Okay." He even had a six-pack yet. So it's like, to be perfectly honest with you, I think that on this I've been looking at this all week, and this 4-3 under defense, I think especially with the injuries that Atlanta has, and having David Montgomery sort of getting really back into his stride, I think it's going to be like 23-20 Bears, and I think that they're going to give a guy who's always very dangerous, but something I've seen is us talking about back in the Super Bowl when they were blowing guys out. When you start pressuring Matt Ryan, he starts making a lot of mistakes. 23-20 Bears.
Okay. 23-20 Bears. Tammy.
Yeah. So I said the Bears can put up some points. Like, they're just not consistent. Because in the first game they put up 21 points in the last quarter, and in this past game they put up 17 points in the first half. So they can get 27 points if they just are consistent and follow through. And of course, if we run the ball and play our game and don't try to become this amazing passing team that we are not, run the ball. If the defense does their job, which I think they can do, I think the Bears are going to win, and I'll say 27-21, but I don't know how pretty it's going to be. Might be some clumsy stuff going on, but I still think we're going to come out on top.
Okay. Tammy has the game 27-21 in favor of the Bears. Jay, you're up next.
Okay. When we started the show, week 1, we went through the schedule, and I told you this was a game that I thought the Bears would lose. Now we got all these injuries. The Atlanta's 2 starting cornerbacks are out for this week. So they playing backups at each corner spot. But I don't know if we can score enough points. And because of that, and because we on the road, Atlanta is 0-2 with their backs against the wall. One or two things going to happen. They're going to either save Dan Quinn's job or he's going to get fired because he's on the hot seat. And with that said, I'm predicting, unfortunately, and I hope I'm wrong, that the Falcons win this game 35-14.
Okay, Jay with a bold prediction, 35-14
Ouch,
on the
Jay,
Falcons.
ouch.
Woo!
Is my nose bleeding? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Go out there on the limb.
And y'all know that hurt my heart to say that. Y'all know that hurt my heart to say that. But when you got a wounded animal in the corner They got to come out fighting. And I'm telling you, like I say, Dan Quinn's job is on the line. He saved his job last year. They started 1-7, and they finished 6-2. That's what saved his job. Now, the first 2 games, they gave up two fourth quarter leads. They coming out swinging. With or without Julio Jones, they coming out swinging. And I just don't know if we're going to be able to score enough points. I just don't think we're going to be able to score enough points.
Okay. Let me go with my prediction of this game. I'm a Bears fan, but, this ain't about being fans. I'm going to go with the Falcons winning this game 24-20. I think some of the things that Jay said, I think they're going to come out and they're going to try to save their coach's job. I don't see the Bears offense being able to put up enough points. The Bears' strength is their cornerback and their secondary, but they're kind of soft on the line, but that doesn't matter because Atlanta running game is not that good, and Atlanta doesn't run that much anyway. But I do think this is probably going to be that game that stinker for Mitch if they get behind. So you can't play.
Indeed.
You can't, even though Atlanta's not a good team, you can't play one quarter in a game and think you're going to win the game. They've been fortunate to me that these 2 games, that one quarter performance, along with the defensive performance, that they've been able to win 2 games that they easily could be 0-2. That
Absolutely.
Each team had a possession right at the end of the game that could have changed. I mean, one game, guy just didn't look the ball in and was trying to score. The other game, that pass interference could have easily been a defensive pass interference, which would have gave them one more play on the goal line, one more time, untimed play. So that's where we have it here. Let me bring up everybody who was on it. So we had 2 guests tonight. Josiah, as he's currently living in Jacksonville. He came up with a score tonight. The Falcons 28-17. Keith, he came up with the Bears being victorious 24-21. Guy came up with the Bears being victorious 23-20. Tammy came up with the Bears being victorious 27-21. Jay came up with the Falcons being victorious 35-14. And myself, I came up with the Falcons being victorious 24-10. So tune us in 30 minutes after the game this Sunday to recap the game. And Keith Florner, we'd like to have you back on. If you can, I want to ask you a couple of questions on things that you hear in the broadcast that sometimes people hear them as fans, but they may not know what it means. Like one example, you hear quarterback saying, he's the mic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have maybe a little quick questionnaire on something Sunday just to ask you like a few of those things. Like, what does that mean? Like, what is the mic? What is the wheel? What does it mean cover 2? Just a few questions. Just so the fans would get educated at the same time, because a lot of us are just fans. But we hear those terminology and we don't care, but maybe that'll make us a little bit more educated on the game. And then we like to do the same thing with Jay one week as offense, Then I'm gonna bring in ex-player from the the Carolina Panthers who have agreed to come on in another week, Jason Williams. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you Sunday.
Before you go, go ahead.
Before
you go, man. We all sit here in deference as Bears fans, and we mourn the loss of my brother who was the Bear, Gale Sayers. That was a huge loss, man. So rest up there in football heaven, man. Now you get to go back and say hi to Brian Piccolo, brother.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Absolutely. Everybody have a good night.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.